Everyone says you need to spend $3,000 or more to get flagship IEM performance. That's not true anymore, and I'm going to prove it. For years, the gap between $2,000 IEMs and $4,000 IEMs was massive, but that gap has closed in many ways that most people haven't noticed. If you still believe that you have to spend flagship money to get flagship sound, you're overlooking two of the best value propositions in the entire IEM market, and possibly buying more than you actually need. I'll be the first person to tell you that I used to really struggle with IEMs, like really struggle. For years, I cycled through different universal IEMs trying to find that perfect fit. I test a pair, think that I found the one, wear them for an hour or two, and then the seal would break when I moved my jaw. Quite literally didn't have to do anything. Or maybe I just have to adjust them mid-listening session constantly. I tried every ear tip combination imaginable, from foam to silicone, and then ones that were specifically designed for small ears. Different cables, different insertion angles. Nothing seemed to work, and I was reaching the end of my rope. Testing IEMs became a death sentence for me, and I just started to accept the fact that maybe IEMs aren't for me. Then the 64 Audio U6t arrived at Moon Audio for review, and the U12t shortly thereafter. I put them in, and something just clicked, literally and figuratively. That kidney-shaped ergonomic design, it actually worked with my ears instead of fighting against them. The seal was immediate, and the comfort was out of this world. Then when I hit play on Taylor Swift's song Delight, one of the tracks that I used to test vocal clarity, I instantly got goosebumps. I wore them for 6 hours that day. No adjustments, no fatigue, no compromises, and that really says a lot. But that's when I realized that I'd been chasing the wrong thing. I didn't need more expensive IEMs, I just needed better engineered IEMs. And that's exactly what 64 Audio delivered. Let's address the elephant in the room. Can a sub $2,000 IEM really compete with $4,000 plus flagships? Here's the thing, 64 Audio isn't cutting corners anywhere. They're the first company to introduce a tubeless IEM design. Their TIA drivers, Apex pressure relief technology, and LID impedance correction are all proprietary, patented innovations, and they're featured in just about every single 64 Audio IEM. They make their own manufacturing process, which means that they're not paying massive markups to middlemen. These aren't budget IEMs. You're getting flagship performance at a fair price because 64 Audio actually innovates instead of just marketing. That's the audiophile difference. The U6t and U12t are both exceptional, but they've got two unique sound signatures that suit many types of listeners. The U6t is natural, balanced, and articulate, making it the perfect choice for anybody who loves acoustic, jazz, or classical. The U12t is detailed, immersive, and musical, making it ideal for hip-hop, pop, and those modern genres with lots of energy. Here's what I learned testing both of them. The U6t gave me this incredibly lifelike presentation, where every instrument felt tangible and you could just reach out and grab it. When I listened to Santana's Oyo Como Va, the percussion had this weight and texture to it without being overly exaggerated. This IEM is tuned for accuracy, so you're going to hear exactly your music as it was recorded. The U12t, on the other hand, wrapped the music around my head. When I played Weston Estate's song So Good, it's got this funkadelic chorus that really opened up and kind of pulled me into the track. The soundstage is tighter than the U6t, and it's more intimate, so it delivers you that kind of in-your-head experience that makes you forget that you're even wearing IEMs, whereas the U6t really has that amphitheater-like soundstage. Now, the choice between the U6t and the U12t is really going to come down to your individual listening preferences. If you're naturally someone who is more analytical, who values that detail retrieval, you want resolution, that accurate sound reproduction, then I'm going to say that the U6t might be the better choice for you. Then with the U12t, warm and musical listeners might find themselves gravitating toward it more because of that immersive, dynamic sound quality. And there really is no right or wrong answer. Like I said, it truly comes down to your personal preference, and at this very price point, you could easily own both if you're just torn between the two. If you're still unsure, why don't you ask yourself this? Do you want to analyze the music, or do you want to get completely lost in it? Do you prioritize accuracy or musicality? Your answer to those questions will help you determine which of these two IEMs is right for you. For me, personally speaking, I'm a warm and musical listener who just values the emotion behind tracks, so I kind of found myself gravitating more toward the U12t. But there are also times where I value detail, accuracy, and resolution. And that's where the U6t comes into play. Both IEMs come with 3 interchangeable Apex modules, the MX, M15, and M20. These aren't just filters. They're tiny interchangeable modules that reshape the IEM's sound signature and comfort. The Apex system does something genius. It vents air pressure in your ear canal, which prevents fatigue, and it lets you tune bass response, soundstage width, and isolation without having to buy multiple IEMs. You literally have 3 different listening experiences in one package. Most people leave the stock M20 module installed and they never experiment. That was almost me until I tried the MX module, which was great for classical music with the U6t. Suddenly, the soundstage opened up even more, the bass tightened in, and it transformed into this reference level monitor. Then I switched to the M15 module for my indie playlist, and it struck this perfect balance between detail and musicality. Each of these Apex modules have unique sonic characteristics that are going to transform your listening experience with these IEMs. Each of these Apex modules will alter the tonality that you're currently getting from the IEM, but it's also going to relieve air pressure, hence the name Apex Air Pressure Exchange. So you're going to get a fatigue-free listening experience. So if you're somebody who can usually only tolerate IEMs for, let's say, 1 to maybe 2 hours, don't be surprised when you're enjoying these for 3+ hours and you literally forget that you have them in. So block out that afternoon, swap the modules around with your favorite test tracks across all different genres, and I promise you, you're going to find combinations that you didn't expect to love. Look, when it comes to design, 64 Audio always knocks it out of the park. The perfectly engineered kidney shape that just sits snugly in your ear as if it were a custom IEM, the slew of included accessories and swag, there's not a single stone that 64 Audio leaves unturned. Right here with the U6t, you've got this gorgeous matte gray finish on the housing, and then you can see the 64 Audio logo nestled right underneath the faceplate, and it's hard to tell, but the faceplate bubbles over and you can almost kind of see through it and then see where that 64 Audio logo is sitting underneath it. And then with the U12t, this is actually the old color for the U12t, so if you do go to our website on moon-audio.com, you're gonna see another gray color scheme, but it's much lighter. It's actually a lot closer to the color of the M20 module here, but for this one, same deal, beautiful gray matte finish, and they just really go all out of their way with the details. I mean, the faceplate choice, you've got the 64 Audio logo, the TIA logo for their technology, and then the way that they pull it all together with the silver of the M20, and then that little accent right there, simply beautiful. So let's quickly go over the accessories because there's a lot to offer. With each of these IEMs, you're going to get this premium leather hard shell case so that you can protect them and have them happily stored in one place. It's got the beautiful 64 Audio logo on the front, a really nice touch. And then you have a 3.5mm black IEM cable, the included Apex modules with their little docking station, and right here is where your M20 would fit if you go ahead and replace them. You get 3 different types of ear tips, and the ear tips are particularly exciting because it's another 64 Audio invention. You've got their True Fidelity foam tips, the spin fit silicone tips, and then a low profile silicone tip. And just like the Apex modules, each of these tips is going to deliver you a different sonic experience. So not only will it slightly alter the tonality, but they're just going to give you different ranges of comfort, seal, and isolation. You've also got a cleaning tool, which if you're anybody who has ever tried to clean IEMs, you know the struggle, and if you haven't and you've cleaned AirPods, you can easily relate. You get a cable clip and a 64 Audio branded sticker to round out that swag. The stock cable is functional and it's beautifully constructed, but upgrading to a dragon cable reveals the resolution and dynamics that these IEMs are actually capable of delivering. You might be skeptical about cable upgrades, but once you hear the difference, you'll never go back. The Bronze Dragon IEM cable paired with the 64 Audio U6t added warmth and body without losing that natural detail. Suddenly, Taylor Swift's already ethereal vocals had even more emotion than before. Then I paired the U12t with the Silver Dragon IEM cable, and the top-end clarity made the immersive soundstage feel a bit more expansive. We've built over 10,000 custom audio cables, and the difference comes down to conductor purity and geometry. UPOCC silver and copper have higher purity than standard oxygen-free copper, resulting in a cleaner, more transparent sound. You're hearing more of what's actually in the recording, and it's not marketing magic, it's just physics. The U6t and U12t redefine what's possible at or under $2,000 because 64 Audio solved real-world problems that audiophiles face every day with fit, fatigue, and distortion. And they solved it with engineering, not just marketing hype and fancy shells. At $12.99, the U6t delivers a natural, detailed sound with a spacious soundstage. And for slightly more, at $19.99, the U12t takes you right into the middle of the action with an immersive, dynamic sound quality. If you want to experience flagship level sound without the flagship price, and you actually enjoy wearing IEMs for hours without adjustments, check out both the U6t and U12t at moon-audio.com. We'll help you choose the right one for your ears. And while you're at it, why don't you check out the written review that we have linked in the description below with more in-depth insights. Give this video some love with a like and maybe a comment too. And if you're ready for more content, check out the video, our top 5 64 Audio IEMs and why we love them over on our channel. Thanks for watching.